Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School as we are 3.5 minutes away from going back into action with the 7th grade game now as we played the 8th grade game first. Let's see how much more fan interaction we can get here in this second game. Had a lot of great Heat fans and a few BPC fans interacting in the first game. Let's see if we can get some more interaction here in the second one. That's always a ton of fun to talk to you fans at home, and let's see where we're watching from. So I guess nobody's on just yet, so I'm talking this to nobody, but we got a couple viewers now. So once again, get in the live chat and let us know where you're watching from. Let us know what's going on, and let's see who has the most people watching, whether it's BPC or West Central, as we go through this 7th grade game. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And a pregame and postgame sponsor is JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. So a lot of good action there in the 8th grade game. A 25-point win for BPC, I do believe, if my memory serves me correctly. And we're just about ready to get underway with the 7th grade contest, as we're about 2 minutes away from getting started with that. Had a little fun with some of the players. Snicker, and we wished one of the West Central players, Schramm, a happy birthday when it really wasn't his birthday. But I guess, you take what you can get, and I wished him a happy birthday whenever his birthday comes up. He's already had one birthday wish, so that's a plus in my book. I'll take it. I'll take a birthday wish any way I can get it. So hopefully he enjoys it if he gets to go back and watch. Don't forget, all these games will stay right here on the Hewlett Public Pro LLC YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch these for many, many times to come if you want to do so. If you want if you can't download them off YouTube and you want a copy of them or something, you're welcome to get a hold of us, and we'll see if we can't get you a copy to watch as well. Of course, West Central on the floor, as you can see them on camera now as they're down shooting some free throws, as we have the 1 minute horn. So we'll get ready to go with 7th grade action here in just a couple of minutes, I should say. BPC was at the other end with their shooting shirts on, warming up. The 8th graders played a very good contest, picked up their second win. They're 2-1, and now the 7th graders are going to try to improve to 2-1 on the season as well for BPC. 6 minutes on the clock. 4 6-minute quarters here in junior high action. Again, if you're West Central and I say a name wrong, or as was the case in the 8th grade game, if somebody comes out with a different number on, if you can help me out by telling me who you see and a number that I don't know, I'll just get the heads up on that and ask you to help me any way you can. I greatly appreciate it. So the whistle blows. We're ready to go here. Again, you're watching BPC Junior High basketball. The boys basketball team. Is that Steve? Hey, Steve, come here. Come here. Hey, let me have that headset. Come here, Steve. Yeah, come here, Steve. Hop on here for a minute. I'm going to put the boys JV coach on the headset for just a second. That's what you get for walking by. It's going to be a quick bucket for West Central. I believe that was number 52. That's Hayden Googler with the bucket, and it's going to be Palm taking it back the other way. Steve, you and I did a game or two together back in the day, didn't we?
Back in the day, yeah. Back before you were famous.
Well, back before you were a famous coach. You were a little kids coach instead of a high school coach, and there's Lieb for the shot off, no good. Guppy with the rebound to put back, no good, and it's going to fall around on the floor. 123 gets it picked up by another 23. That is Jordan Kane to go back the other way, and then Ruffin's going to get called for the foul for BPC, his first teams first. I won't keep you very long. I know you're here with family and friends and whatever the case may be, but since you walked by, I had to try and get you on the headset. We've been talking to you after the JV games. We didn't talk to you after the one the other night. You did get a win, but I know you weren't real happy. But it's kind of fun to be on this side. You don't have any pressure in this game. You could just watch and talk a little bit. Number 31 on the shot.
It's
Eli
a lot
Vansel.
different on this side. It's a lot less stressful, as you said.
I've coached a little myself, but and Ruffin gets a pass knocked away or stolen away by Googler. I hope I'm saying that right. And that's going to be on the other end. Forbes with it to Googler. To number 31, that's Eli Vansel. His shot is up off no good. Rebound back underneath. His shot's no good by Gibb, and then it's going to be all over the place. Lieb is there for BPC and a host of other players for West Central. You coached a lot of junior high basketball in your time too, didn't you?
Yep. I coached junior high for 4 or 5 years. You know how my memory is. I can't remember how many years.
I feel your pain. Logan Ash checking in for BPC. Brett Havens is going to take a seat. Big difference between junior high and high school.
Definitely, yep. You gotta go on the fly and adjust to a lot of things at the high school level where you can keep it basic and simple along the junior high level and be successful.
At the junior high level, you and I coached baseball together here at BPC and for BWP, actually, I guess it was when you were coaching with me. But there's a shot off, no good. A foul is going to be called. Googler's going to go to the free throw line. And who was that foul on? Did you catch?
I didn't catch it.
Did Devin just about fall down?
Devin just about fell down. And
Devin tripped,
one
but he
of the
saved
kids
himself.
threw the ball off his teammate's head. All kinds of stuff.
It's one of those fine things. Who was that foul on? You have any idea?
I have no clue.
I'm going to give it to Guppy. Sorry, Guppy. You're going to get a foul. Team second. So what I was getting back to is fundamentals. I know you're a big stickler for fundamentals. Fundamentals are key. Mm-hmm. That's really what junior high is all about, isn't it?
Yep. And that man over there across the way teaches great fundamentals. He's a great coach, does a great job with the kids to get them ready for high school.
That free throw was no good. Googler stepped on the line. He actually threw a jump shot free throw, and he landed on the line when he came down. Ruffin loses the ball, but Lieb's there to pick it up, gets it to Guppy. 3:50 to go here. The quarter's going by pretty quick, actually, and then a jump ball is going to be called as Guppy is tied up by number 23, Jordan Kane. So, again, I won't keep you about another minute. Does this bring back any good or bad memories, or what's it bring back for you watching the junior high kids? And
just bring it back. It's fun to see them how when they're younger and smaller and not as strong, how it takes two hands, and just the different little things of the game is so different when they're smaller. And then, as I'm up into high school level, I don't get to see that very often, but it's crazy how they evolve from 7th grade all the way up to their freshman year, then up to their senior year. It's just like watching them all become men, just kind of crazy.
Your boy was in a group that played a lot as young kids, and there's a nice inlet pass, and that pass was into Eli Vansel, his second bucket, and it's 6-0 Heat. He was in that group that played a lot when they were young, and he learned in a hurry what that difference was, didn't he?
Yeah,
that group
he
did. There's a number 31, Vansel's going to pick up the foul for the Heat. Timeout on the floor. It's going to be the COVID timeout. Normally I take a break here, but I'll talk to you for a minute and then I'll let you go because we'll talk this timeout. And when you kind of came up, that's a big step. That freshman year playing against a senior, you're still a kid playing against some real men at that point, aren't you?
The maturity level is totally different when you come in as a freshman to a senior. I mean, and that group had some really good basketball players, but they hadn't, matured as young men yet, and they found out the hard way, but it made them better along the way,
Made them better in the end, but you take some beatings when you're young when you're doing that, don't you?
I mean, there's some rare, kids that come in as a freshman that are sound and big enough and strong enough, but it's far in between,
Having skills as good as an 18-year-old at 15 years old or 14 years old is one thing. Having physicality at a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old as an 18-year-old is completely different, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Lieb with the shot on the inbound, and he's going to miss it. It's going to go back the other way for the Heat. Steve, I'll let you get out of here. I just wanted to snag you since I saw you walk by.
Anytime, Dwayne.
We will be back on with you on Friday night. There's Googler with a 3. These 7th grade Heat coming out, lighting the scoreboard up a little bit. It's like a role reversal from the first game. So Guppy's going to have it for the Spartans, and he's going to get called for a travel. And he's not real happy about that. Did you notice that? He's like, I finally got a basket to fall, and you're going to call me for a travel? How dare you?
That's where the jump stop has to come in effect there, and he'll learn that as he goes.
As he gets a little older, right?
Yep. Well, Coach Harrison will have it in by the end of the year.
How difficult would this have been for Coach Harrison, who's battling with this short season, trying to get kids who have never really played basketball before in his 7th grade team to try to play?
It's tough, you know.
Jump ball.
You know, just take it as it comes this year, you know. At least they're out on the floor, you know.
Rhodes and Havens checking in for BPCs. Ruffin and Lieb going to take a seat. 2:06 to go in the first quarter, and and we saw it earlier in the 8th grade game. Nobody wanted to take the ball out. That time it's going to be, a bank shot's up and in by Aiden Todd.
Well, it looks like right now everything that they're throwing up is going to go in at this point.
It seems that way. I must have missed a point. They've got 12 on the scoreboard. I guess I'll add one. I'll just stay with them. How's that sound? And they're going to call travel on BPC again, and it'll be back to the Heat. 1:44 to go in the first quarter. It's 12-0. This is about exactly where we were, but the score was opposite in the 8th grade game. I've talked to a couple people about this. You coached junior high. Would it seem different if for you as a coach to suddenly be Vansel with the put back off no good? He had nobody around him, but gets his own rebound. Playing 8th grade first instead of 7th grade first, how would that be? I mean, Coach Harrison doesn't seem to be having a problem with it, but would it? And Todd steps on the line. Would it be different playing that 8th grade game first after all those years of playing and then coaching with 7th grade first?
I mean, the first couple of times, probably, 2 or 3 times, you probably get used to it,
Googler with a steal and missed the layup.
Kids adapt to things. I mean, as a coach, it would be weird, I think.
Kids probably don't care, do they? Rhodes is like, I'm trapped. I'm just throwing it up, and hopefully one of my guys will get it. They did not. Todd on a nice pass from Googler. There's a little pump fake. Can't get it to fall. Pate with the rebound, or plate, excuse me. Shuts off, no good. And then there's going to be a foul called on BPC, and Rhodes is like, that can't be on me. I didn't do anything. And it is on him. So I'm with you. I didn't think it should have been on you either. I don't know who it should have been on, but I'm going to lobby that case. It should have been on him. What do you think?
We'll go with that.
Free throws on the way by Cooper Gibb. First one's off, no good. Ruffin, Lieb, and Upton checking in for BPC. 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. I guess I should put these free throws in the book, shouldn't I? I'm not a very good bookkeeper when I'm trying to do everything else. You notice that?
You got a lot on your hands, bud.
Well. Vansel, the jumper from the baseline off, no good. And it's going to be attempted to be saved by Reed Plate, but it's going to go out of bounds. He's going to be on the sideline, actually, or on the baseline. And Googler tried to get another steal. He got one earlier. Guppy's going to get it inbounded finally from Upton, and we'll go back the other way with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Upton, I can't believe he didn't shoot that. He's going to drive right to the rack, though, puts up the shots off, no good. Rebound to Gibb. It goes back the other way. And Eli Vansel pulls it out. They might look over one shot. Oh, nice look down low, but coming back for good help defense was Upton. And Upton's going to travel with it, is coming up to just to make him kind of decide to change his plan was Eli Vansel. You don't even have to be right in the way of somebody. You just kind of have to be there for a split second sometimes, don't you?
Yep. Especially right as they catch the ball. I mean, you got to get that first initial dribble or it's a travel right away.
Ooh, that's a foul on somebody. They're going to call a block on Guppy. Guppy was moving a little bit. And shooting two will be Hayden Googler. He's got 5 points already here. first one is good. My Hey Google worked. Did you see that when I said Hayden Googler?
I glanced over. I was like, did that really just happen?
My phone, I either don't speak real clearly or my phone doesn't understand real well. I don't know which. Oh, Vansel banks in a 3 at the buzzer
I told you everything they throw up was going to go
to
in.
give the Heat a 16-0 first quarter lead. And I shouldn't be laughing. I apologize. We'll be right back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance
in the weight room.
Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, you know, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
And we're back to BPC High School as the first quarter came to an end. 16-0, the Heat with the lead. And the ball is going to get kicked out of bounds, I believe, by Gibb. It is the second quarter. 4 fouls for BPC and 1 for the Heat. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. And Upton has the ball for the Spartans. 5:55 to go in the first half. I want to thank Steve Martin for coming on and talking to us a little bit. Palm for 3. It's off no good. Vansel with the rebound for the Heat. He outlets it to Todd, who I think he threw it off Ruffin. Yep, threw it off a Ruffin out of bounds. It'll be BPC, or it'll be West Central basketball. Heather Amos watching the Spartans. One Pumps is watching the Spartans, and there's Gibb with the shot is blocked. Vansel with the pickup, and he puts a shot up off no good. Todd with the rebound. He's going to get it back to Gibb. Gibb looks, pumps, then tries to drive, then backs it back out. Going to put up the jumper now from about 10 feet. It's off no good. Rebound picked up off the floor by number 4, Evan Dunlap. He'll get it to Gibb. A whole lot of standing around now, and there's the turnover by Kane, and it's going to go back the other way. Upton has it stolen away back by Kane. Now they're diving on the floor, and a jump ball possession to West Central with 5:07 to go. It's still 16-0 here in the first half. So that is Jordan Kane. Gives it to Todd, who shots off no good. Upton with the rebound, and he goes behind the back. Nice little dribble by Upton. Little ball handling skills for the youngster from BPC. Now Palm with it. He's going to drive. Running one-handers off no good. And they're going to just let it go out of bounds as Vansel and Gibb both could have grabbed that ball, but let it go out of bounds. Checking in for the Heat, Nolan Forbes. Grace Hughes is watching this contest again. Brenda T is watching as well. Brenda, you said good job on Googler. Oh, so I am saying it right. Okay, well, outstanding. And Lieb's going to throw it up. And it's going to be taken back the other way by the Heat. Oh, nice little defensive play by Palm, but Palm can't grab it till it gets to the sideline, and it'll be out of bounds. And checking in for BPC is Hayden Googler. 4:21 remaining in the first half. It's still 16-0. Googler with the runner. It's off no good. Ball's picked up off the ground by Kane. Back to Googler it goes. He's on the dribble now. You can tell who the driving force of this team is as Googler takes control when he gets in there. Ash is going to get called for a double dribble for BPC, and it'll go back the other way. Upton taking a leadership role here in this contest. Number 30 for BPC as he was talking to Ash as they walked back down the floor after the timeout. There's Kane for the jumper, off no good. Googler with the rebound to put back. It's off no good, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds off of number 4, Evan Dunlap. And it'll be BPC basketball. 3:53 to go in the first half. Checking in for BPC for West Central for the first time is Billy Kerr, number 32. He'll replace Dunlap. Upton will take it up the floor for the Spartans. Spartans still yet to score here in 7th grade action. And Upton is going to lose it, but it's tied up between him and Forbes, and it'll be possession to BPC. 3:43 to go in the first half. Ash has it on the dribble now, gets it to Upton. Upton's going to put up the 3, in and out, no good. Now they're on the floor again, and that's going to go off of, it's going to be BPC basketball, so I'm going to say it looked like it was off of Kerr. Nothing's wrong, Miles. I'm just giving you a hard time. Googler's going to pick up the foul there for the Heat. I'm messing with Miles a little bit here, folks. I apologize. That's why the camera was moving around on you. 3:32 to go in the first half. It'll be BPC basketball, roughing to inbound. Oh, he gets a nice look into Guppy, and Guppy has it knocked away, gets it back. And then they're going to call a jump ball, possession to West Central. 3:22 to go. Checking in for West Central, number 5, Aiden Todd, and number 12, Cooper Gibb. Todd will take it out. Kane will take it back the other way now. Vansel takes a seat along with Kerr. That's Forbes with it on the dribble. Gets it back to Todd. Todd now is going to try and drive. Pulls up a left elbow. His jumper's off no good. Rebound onto the floor. Tracked down by Todd. Pair of 5s with Havens there battling for it. Now Lieb's going to get the overthrow to Googler. And he's going to put up the shot. It's off no good, but Googler's going to pick up the foul. It'll be his second, unofficially. It's going to be the 90-second COVID timeout. With that, we'll take a break here on TSSR Game Time Live. 16-0 is the score. West Central leads BPC.
You know, you see fires on TV all the time. You don't understand what the families are really going through until you've lived it. The day before the fire, life was good. We went to bed, we woke up, and we had nothing. If it was not for Country Financial, we would still have nothing.
McDonough District Hospital's Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center was built for one goal: to strengthen women's health services in the region's premier facility. Our dedicated staff, past and present, delivered generations of MDH babies, and now in the new Women's Center, our staff is ready to deliver the next generation and beyond. Come visit the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center and see for yourself the MDH difference.
Well, Lieb already shot his free throws. They took about a 40-second timeout and a 90-second timeout time, and Lieb made 1 of 2. I apologize to anybody watching at home for Carson's family. Foul's going to be called on Parker Guppy, unofficially his 3rd. It's going to be on the drive before the shot. So it'll be out of bounds to West Central. Kane to inbound. Finally tried to get it in. It goes off of Gibbs' foot, they say, out of bounds to BPC. 2:50 to go in the first half. That 1 point is the first point by either team here in the second half, or second quarter. And Lieb got the free throw. Ash with it now. Upton now is going to try and drive, pulls up, and he was waiting for Havens to cut, and Upton's basketball knowledge is a little higher than some of the kids he's playing with here at this point, thanks to this shortened season. And tough break for Upton as Havens had the angle to cut to the basket, just didn't do it, and it caught Upton a little off guard. Now Googler's going to drive. His shot's off, no good, and then Upton's going to lose the ball out of bounds. Possession back to West Central. Kane to inbounds to Todd, and finally comes up with it is Todd, and it's going to go to Gibb. Gibb to Googler up top. Layup is off, no good. Upton with the rebound. He goes back the other way for BPC, and he gets the outlet to Ash, and I don't think Ash touched it. Maybe he did. Nope, we're going to stay there off of blue. Gibb knocked it out of bounds. 2:07 to go in the first half. 16-1 is the score. Ruffin getting ready to check back in for BPC. Carson Leaves going to take a seat. Checking back in for the Heat is Evan Dunlap. And Googler going to take a seat. Upton to Ash. Ash on the dribble now. Ruffin with it. Under 2 minutes to go. Ruffin's shot off, no good. Ball tipped around. Ash comes up with it, puts it back up. He's not going to make it, but he's going to get fouled. 23 with the foul. That is Jordan Kane. Free throw line to shoot 2 is young Mr. Logan Ash, wearing number 10 for BPC. He'll shoot 2 free throws. 1:53 to go in the first half. First free throw's off, no good. Sorry, got quiet there for a second. Had to close things down. Ash's second free throw rattles off, no good. Upton with the rebound and the putback. And the first bucket of the game for BPC. And Upton has it. And it's 16-3. Kane to, who is that? It's Forbes with it. Gibb now. He's going to drive, pull up from left elbow, about 8 or 9 feet actually. And Upton with the rebound goes back the other way. 1:25 to go in the first half. Cross that goes to Palm. Palm from the baseline. It's off, no good. So close. Bounced around a couple times. 1:13 to go. It's going to be Kane on the dribble. He's going to get it out to, and they're going to call a travel on Todd. See, pumped the three, and the referee thought he went off the ground. Todd doesn't think he went off the ground. Upton's going to inbound for BPC. Gets it into Palm. Palm's picked up by Kane. 1:02 to go. Ruffin with it for BPC. Under a minute to go now. Ash with it from Ruffin. His shot's blocked. Off the floor, picked up by Gibb. Goes back the other direction. Gibb and Lieb there, and then Gibb's going to pull up. Put up the jump from about 17 feet off, no good. Vance with a rebound. His shot's off, no good. And it's going to be Upton with it. And Upton, I think, is just going to dribble it, loses the ball, and just dribbles it out of bounds. He's looking at a finger. Maybe he jammed a finger. So he's trying to pull it out a little bit. That's a telltale sign of a jammed finger when you sit there and try to pull it and pop it. Inbounded it goes to Dunlap. His shot's off, no good, but he gets the ball back himself. It's going to be given to Todd. Todd to Vansel with 30 seconds remaining in the first half. Vansel gets to the baseline, picks up his dribble to Dunlap to Vansel. His shot's blocked. Picked up off the floor by Kane. Kane now is going to have it. Well, Dunlap's going to throw it up off the front of the rim. No good. He gets his own rebound. And then they're going to call a jump ball as Ruffin is in there fighting with Dunlap. And it's going to be possession of BPC with 15.8 seconds remaining here in quarter number 2. 16-3 is the score. West Central, who scored so many points there in the first quarter, hasn't scored a point here in the second quarter. Runners off, no good by Palm. Picked up off the floor by Vansel. Under 6 seconds to go now. And then Vansel trying to save it in bounds, throws it right off Logan Ash's face, and he's grabbing his nose to check and make sure it's not flat or not bleeding, one or the other. I'm not real sure. He got smacked in the face good. Kane's going to heave it down the floor, and that's going to end the first half of play. 16-3. BPC trails the Heat here at the halfway point we'll take a break and we'll be right back after this.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our number one priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True Convection Cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to Bushel Prairie City High School. I want to thank the Community News Brief. The Community News Brief is a free publication distributed to over 68 locations in Bushnell, Macomb, Colchester, Industry, Adair, and more throughout the area. It provides local news to McDonough County and parts of Fulton County every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. To submit a press release or get advertising information for the locally owned publication, contact Lynn at 309-333-8245 or email communitybrief@gmail.com. And, of course, McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as the best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted the best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, and again in 2020. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. And Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. The second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC athletics. Stop by and see Danny, or Travis on Route 41, south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. And Country Financial agent Shelley Poston. See Shelley Poston at Country Financial to learn more about ways to protect the things that matter the most in your life and get started on a plan for a comfortable future. Contact Shelley Poston today at Country Financial, 309-772-3003. So we're down to 7.5 minutes to go in halftime here. BPC trails the 7th grade game 16-3 at the half. Kind of a tale of 2 quarters. 16 points for the West Central Heat in the first quarter. And then 3 points for BPC in the second quarter. One team has a quarter without scoring. Marissa Gibb is watching Cooper Gibb, number 12. Heather Amos says, "You got this, 10, shake it off." I think she might be talking about Logan Ash. That kid is out there trying his tail off and doing a good job. So give all these kids a lot of credit. A lot of these kids are newcomers to the BPC junior high program, and they just have not had a chance to practice a lot, but they are getting better every time on the floor, and you have to appreciate that. And they try hard. That's the thing. They don't ever quit. There's not a lot of numbers. They only have 6 total kids on their roster, and that are 7th graders. They have 7 8th graders on their roster, so all the kids dressed for both games. They haven't really played any of the 8th graders outside of Upton, I think, here in this contest. But McKim played quite a bit in the last 8th grade game. This time Rhodes and Upton have played a little bit, but it's been tough for these kids. You know, not a lot of practices, and they're trying their tails off. And that goes for both teams, whether you're watching West Central tonight or you're watching BPC. Both of these games have been lopsided. In the first game, it was the 8th grade BPC team kind of putting it to the West Central team, but neither team quit, and West Central played as hard at the end of the game, or if not harder than they did at the beginning. BPC had, literally everything West Central threw up in the first quarter of this contest was going in, it seemed like, and including Eli Vansel's buzzer beater 3-pointer from the left corner that actually went off the white upper. Hey, Miles, can you zoom in on the backboard for me for a second? Of the hoop, the backboard, yeah, behind the hoop. It actually went, if you look up there to the upper left-hand corner of that on the screen, it hit that white corner up there and banked in. So sometimes when it's your luck night, it's just your night. So we got both teams out to warm up now. We'll take another break. At the half, BPC trails West Central 16-3. Listen to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our #1 priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True Convection Cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. So dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back. Bushnell Prairie City High School helping to also bring you this contest here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH is M&B Furniture. Bushnell's only furniture store will be celebrating its 60th anniversary in June. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers top-notch customer service, free delivery within 40 miles, and the best in-home appliance repair in the area. For everything you need to furnish your new home or to replenish an old one, stop in to see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or the web at www.m&b.furnitureincinc.com. You can also call them at 309-772-2111. As we start to approach the end of the halftime here at BPC High School, both teams taking about 5 minutes to warm up here. 16-3 is the score, as you see on the ticker at the bottom of the screen. Neither team took a timeout in the first half. That's kind of the first time we've seen that in quite some time. So we'll move it to the third quarter as we get ready to go here. Also hoping to bring you this contest on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, is Webb Family Farms. Webb Family Farms has been growing corn, soybeans, and Spartans for 5 generations. Nathan, Lisa, Jamie, Cyrus, Terry, and Linda wish all BPC athletes good luck this season. And Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell, for over 100 years, Farmers and Merchant State Bank of Bushnell has been serving the local community's needs for personal and business banking, as well as home and agricultural lending. Stop by the main branch at 484 East Main Street or their drive-up facility on Cole Street to learn more. F&M is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender. In Hensley Grain in rural Bushnell has a long family history of taking an active role in the Bushnell Prairie City School District and especially Spartan athletics. Good luck, Spartans, in 2021, and enjoy this shortened athletic campaign. Thank you, sir. And Bushnell Banking Center, located at 360 South Green Street in Bushnell, offers full-service banking and loan services for all of your banking needs. Come visit the Bank of Friendly Service or call them at 309-772-2345. Good luck, Spartans. Bushnell Banking Center is an equal housing lender and a member FDIC. Also want to thank the Square Music Company on the Square, 122 Northside Square in Macomb. They've helped us out on several different things, especially in this last week when we've really been coming together with all of our West Prairie stuff as well. We needed some microphones, and we needed a couple mic stands. We needed some cables, and we needed some stuff like that. They lent us some mic stands so that we didn't have to buy mic stands. So I do greatly appreciate that. We'll have some more information on the Square Music Company. They have locations in Macomb and Quincy, so we'll have more on them as we go forward here. As now the West Central team had it stolen away by Palm initially, but then Googler's going to take it back. He's going to get it to Todd, and Todd's pass to Googler's tipped away by his own teammate. That was Forbes knocking away, but Forbes comes up with it. Forbes is going to get it back out to Todd. Todd's going to try and drive now, and he's going to have it taken away by Palm. Picked up, gives it out to Upton. He'll go back the other way with 5:36 to go in the third quarter, and Upton tries to get it to Ruffin, and it goes out of bounds. Possession to the Heat. Baseball pass down the floor. It goes to Googler. Googler pulls up. Todd from the left elbow. No good. Vansel, another rebound. Still, after that first quarter, it's just amazing that the Heat haven't scored another basket since then. They were hitting everything, and then a steal by Googler, and then he got tripped by Upton. And they're going to give, and they're not going to call a foul. They're just going to give it back to the blue there. Probably should have been a foul on Upton, but he didn't blow it early enough. So Carson Lieb is going to pick up the foul. .505 to go in the third quarter. And Upton's going to tip the inbound pass, picked up by Lieb. Lieb is going to try and finally get it over to Guppy, and Guppy's going to give it to Ruffin. And we'll keep going that way. Melissa Gibbs, thank you for the compliment. Greatly appreciate it. Glad you guys are watching over in the West Central area. I know a lot of people over there. I actually went to Southern my first 3 years of school, so still have a little, lived in Smithshire, so I have a little twinge in my heart for Southern and West Central area. So it's going to be Palm to inbound for BPC. 4:45 to go. Upton across to Lieb. Lieb puts up the shot. It's off no good. Vansel with the rebound. Oh, it's Marissa. I think I said Melissa. Marissa, I'm sorry. I need to look more closely before I talk. Don't hate me for that. Turnover, possession to BPC. Checking in for the Heat, number 4 is Evan Dunlap. Is number 53 playing? Number 53 is on my roster, Aiden Garner, but I haven't seen Aiden in the game yet, Grace. Jump ball, possession back to BPC. I think it's going to be on the baseline. Nope, it's going to be West Central's ball, I guess. I'm sorry. 4:26 to go. Oh, steal by Palm. Nice little defensive play. He's going to try and get the layup to fall. He will not. Hard off the glass. No good. Dunlap with the rebound for the Heat. Now Vansel with it. Ruffin tips it away. Picked up by Palm. He outlets it to Guppy. Guppy now pull up from about 14 feet. His bank shot is good for BPC. First points of the second half come to Parker Guppy. And the lead is cut to 11, 16-5. 3:50 to go in the third quarter. That's Plate with it. Lieb is going to pick up another foul. His second, team's second. Googler with it. Going to get it out to Gibb. 3:45 to go. Gibbs' jumper short. Upton's going to take it back the other way. Stop. Jump shot is good for Upton. Gives him 4 points on the contest, and it's a 16-7 game, a 9-point lead. Here's Googler with it, down to Dunlap. Dunlap's shot is off, no good. Rebound to Upton again. He's going to outlet it to Ruffin. Ruffin's going to have to wait on it. He stops, gives it back to Palm. Palm's going to stop, give it to Lieb maybe. He's right behind him. Lieb does. Lieb puts up the three. It's good! Carson Lieb for 3, and the Spartans have cut the lead to 6, 16-10. This is a ball game again, folks. Palm going to reach in and pick up the foul. Timeout on the floor. It is the COVID timeout with 2:57 to go. We've got us a ball game at 16-10. West Central with the lead. You're listening and watching BPC Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation does more than just tape ankles.
They get us back on the court.
My MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation
helps me reach peak performance.
In the weight room. Prepares me for competition.
My MDH physical therapists and the fitness programs MDH offers help me on my road to recovery and improve my quality of life.
Come see why MDH Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation was voted best of the best in McDonough County.
Well, we were camping, and then I got a phone call from my neighbor and said that we got hit by a storm. He said, you better come home because there's no roof. He said, I look up and see the sky. He didn't know what you were going to do, where you're going to go, but Country Financial took care of us.
We anticipate something that we hope never happens, but when it happens, we are there to make good on our promise.
Oh, welcome back. While we were gone, another basket, this time for the 52 Cougars. Going to pick up another foul. That's his third. Number 1, Reed Plate, picked up a basket. That's the first point for West Central since the buzzer beater at the end of the first quarter. So they went about 9 minutes without scoring. But Gibb is wide open down the floor. They finally get him the ball. Plate to Gibb. His shot's off no good. Ash had the ball knocked away. Picked up by Vansel for West Central. Now Ash almost stole the ball from Googler. Now to Vansel, left elbow jumper is off no good. Upton with the rebound for BPC. He's going to get it out to Guppy to go back the other way. It's an 18-10 game. It was 16-3 just about a minute ago, it seems like. Ruffin with it now on the dribble. Has it knocked away by Kane, out of bounds. Possession stays with BPC. 2:05 to go in the third quarter. This game's turning into be a much better contest than we thought it was looking like at the first quarter when it ended 16-0. But Spartans inbound pass tipped away and taken away by Vansel. Googler with it now with 2 minutes to go for the Heat. Oh, nice look to Vansel. Vansel shots up off, no good. He might have got fouled, but no call. And BPC takes it back the other way, and then Kane knocks it away, but Upton gets it. Oh, nice look to Ash. Ash puts it up and in. Logan Ash gets a bucket to fall. Good shot by the young number 10. And cuts it back to a 6-point game, 18-12. There's Plate, another jumper. It's off no good. Ruffin down with the trees gets the rebound, and then we're going to get tied up. Be BPC basketball. Checking in for BPC is going to be Brett Havens and Carson Lieb. BPC with a chance to cut this even more. They've come back. They were down 16 at one point. They've cut it to 6 now. 18-12. Let's see if they can cut it to a 4-point game. Oh, Googler's going to pick up his 4th foul. That's the team's 3rd. Upton has it now with 1:18 to go. Looks down to Havens. Havens can't get the shot up. It's going to be tied up. It might be Vansel over there. It is. Possession to West Central. 1:15 to go in the third quarter. It's 18-12. Todd brings up the floor after Ruffin made Kane pass it. Now Vansel has his leaves out there. Now Ruffin. And it's going to go out of bounds. Possession to BPC as Vansel had it knocked away by Lieb. And the Spartans will get another chance at it here with 1:04 to go and a chance to cut it to 4 again, or even 3, a one-possession game if somebody could hit a 3 here for BPC. Upton's going to bring it up. He's going to give it to Ruffin. Ruffin will put up the 3. It's off the front of the rim. No good. Picked up off the floor by Vansel. And will go back the other way for the Heat. Now Todd with it. Gibbs shots off, no good. Upton with the rebound. 40 seconds remaining. Ruffin to Lieb, and Lieb has it taken away by Gibb, picked up by Ruffin. It's over and back, and you might wonder why that is, but Lieb was the one that touched it. He never actually got it knocked away. He did lose it out of bounds, or lose it back across the back the half-court stripe, so that makes it a over and back. Gibb on it with it now. Googler for a long 2. Rebound to Upton with 20 seconds remaining. Upton's going to take it back down the other way. He's going to go across to Palm. Palm's going to drive, put up the shot. It's off, no good. Guppy down there fighting for it. It's going to be Googler. Then now Upton gets it away. Palm for 3. It's off, no good. Todd with a rebound. And I think that's how the half's going to end, or quarter's going to end. He's going to launch it. He got it down there. Had about the right distance. Is a little off to the right, and that's how quarter number 3 comes to an end. BPC's closed the gap. They outscored the Heat 9-2 in that quarter. They trail by 6, 18-12. We'll be right back after this word from MDH.
During this COVID pandemic, it is important you take care of your health, especially your heart health. Do not ignore the signs of a heart attack or stroke. If you have health concerns, schedule an appointment with your provider, and always, in case of an emergency, call 911. This message brought to you by McDonough District Hospital and Blessing Health System. See for yourself why Blessing Health System is the leader in cardiology and pulmonology services. Appointments available inside MDH. Learn more at blessinghealth.org or mdh.org.
Welcome back. Bush and Prairie City High School starting the fourth quarter here. 18-12. West Central, the Heat will set the stage a little bit. This has become a pretty decent little ball game now. We got 6 minutes left to play. It'll be BPC. No, it'll be Heat basketball to start the final 6 minutes. 3 fouls for BPC in the half, 2 for the Heat. So not any real free throw shooting foul trouble, but it's foul trouble for Googler, who's got 4 fouls, I believe. And then we're going to have a foul on Ruffin. That's his second unofficially. I may have messed up a foul or 2 here, so I apologize for that. I do know that there's 4 fouls to 2. Not in a hurry to do anything with it. Googler's going to drive, has it bounced off his knee. Lieb comes up with it. He's going to give it to Ruffin, and we'll go back the other way. As it is Guppy, Palm, Ruffin, Lieb, and Ash on the floor for BPC. Upton's going to check in and replace Guppy, I guess. Parker Guppy's going to take a seat. Inbounded to Upton. Upton looks across to Ash. Ash puts up the jumper. It's off, no good. Upton with the rebound. He puts it back up, off, no good again. Tipped out. Good tip out by Vansel, I believe, but it's going to go off of Googler out of bounds. Possession to BPC. Palm for 3 off, no good. And Lieb's going to reach in and pick up his 3rd foul, team's 5th. Neither team has called a timeout in this game. I don't know if I've ever seen a game go this far here this year, especially this year, without a timeout being called. 5:08 to go in the fourth quarter. Vansel with it on the baseline. He gets pushed out of bounds by Palm and then throws it off of Upton out of bounds. Checking back in for BPC is going to be Guppy. He's going to replace Logan Ash. 5:03 to go. Inbounded to Dunlap from, that's number 53 in the game. That is number 53, Garner. Hope I haven't been calling somebody else him for a little bit, but he is in the game. Just mentioned him a little bit ago. Todd's shots off, no good. Vansel with the rebound. And then it's going to go out of bounds off of BPC. Possession stays with West Central. And that's Garner to inbound. He's going to get it to Dunlap, to Todd. Left elbow, jumpers off, no good. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by BPC. Possession to West Central. 4:44 to go here in the final quarter. It's still 18-12. Nobody scored yet here in the final stanza. Todd inbounding, or attempting to. Finally going to throw it in to Googler. Googler back to Todd. He barely got inbounds. And Palm's going to, they're going to call Palm for the foul. It does not surprise me. He did displace Todd a little bit. And that's going to make team foul number 6. Checking in for the Spartans, number 10, Logan Ash, number 5, Brett Havens. And the Heat will be in the bonus from here on out. Oh, Googler's going to get a block by Upton, and they're going to call a foul on the body for number 30. But, man, that was a big-time block for Upton, but the foul nonetheless. And they're going to call Was that a foul? Googler fouls on Palm that time. I don't know what they called there, but they didn't shoot. They called it out of bounds. Upton, I gave Upton a foul. I don't know if they. Well, they're only at 7, so must not have gave Upton a foul. I'll just erase it. Must have just called it out of bounds. Googler's free throws off, no good. He's 1 for 3 from the free throw line. 18-12 is the score. Still 4:35 to go in the fourth quarter. Second free throw is no good as well, and a rebound to Guppy, and Guppy's going to have it tipped away momentarily by Vansel, but he tracks it back down and it'll go back the other way. Again, BPC with a possession, attempt to cut the lead down. A jump shot and a bank shot by Guppy cuts the lead to 4. West Central leads 18-14. That's 4 points for Guppy here in the second half. Shots off, no good. Dunlap has it tipped to him by Garner. Now Googler from the left elbow, shots off, no good. Vansel with the rebound. Vansel gets it out to Todd. Todd looked at the three from the top of the key, didn't take it. Gives it to Garner. Aiden Gardner is going to put up the shot. It's off, no good. Guppy with the rebound and tipped away. Gathered it back up. And we'll go back the other way. Guppy's going to get it to Upton with 3:47 to go. Chance to cut it to a one-possession game. Upton has it tipped away momentarily, gets it back. Goes to Ash. Ash puts up the shot. It's off, no good. Ball on the floor. Picked up by Aiden Garner. He's going to go back the other way. Good with the basketball, but can't finish at the other end. It's going to be Dunlap with the rebound, though. Palm's going to come up with it. He's going to give it to Ash. And a timeout's going to be called by BPC. A 30-second timeout charged to the Spartans. 3:29 to go. We've got a 4-point basketball game. 18-14. Helping you bring this contest here on TSSR Game Time Live. Presented by MDH is McDonough District Hospital. McDonough District Hospital, athletic trainers and MDH Rehabilitation Center with locations in Bushnell and Macomb provide expert help to Spartan student athletes and the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all athletic injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. So it is BPC basketball, 18-14 is the score. When they were down 16-0 at the end of the first quarter, did you ever see this game with a chance to get back to a one-possession game? It was 16-3 at halftime. They won the second quarter 9-0. Upton misses the shot. It's on the floor, picked up by Vansel, and it goes back the other way. Clock is running, 3:13 to go. Ooh, Vansel might have got away with the carry there. He's going to get it to Dunlap. His jumper is off, no good. Rebound to Kane. Back to Dunlap it goes. Out to Todd. Now to Garner. Garner's shot is long, no good. Picked up off the floor by Vansel. Vansel's going to put up the shot. Vansel's shot is good. That's the first basket for Vansel. Taking a timeout here, the COVID timeout. We'll tell you that I'm going to bring you this contest. It's Heil Enterprises and Heil Trucking. They can take your product down the road, near or far, and also offers top-notch heavy-duty truck and trailer repair. Second-generation business continues to grow and continues to support BPC Athletics. Stop by and see Danny or Travis at Route 41 south of Prairie City, or call them at 309-775-3333. And Country Financial agent Shelly Poston at Country Financial. Talk to Shelly Poston at Country Financial to learn more about ways to protect the things that mean the most in your life and get a start on a plan for a comfortable future. Contact Shelly Poston today at Country Financial, 309-772-3003. Setting the stage for you, 2:53 to go here in the ball game, 20-14. I forgot to give Vansel his 2 points on the scoreboard. I apologize. It's a 6-point game. And Upton with it for the Spartans as the clock runs, under 3 minutes to go. And Ruffin's going to have it now, and Ruffin's going to drive. He had Ash open, didn't get it to him. And Gibbs going to steal it away on a late pass to Ash. Oh, a nice look over to Vansel. Vansel's runner is off the front of the rim, no good. His rebound off, no good, and Guppy's going to pick up the rebound. And then Upton got kicked by Vansel. I don't know if he twisted an ankle. He got kicked as Vansel was trying to get the layup. I had my worst sport injury ever was right underneath that same basket as an adult playing some pickup basketball in here one night, and Benji Powell kneed me in the shin, gave me a bone bruise. It's the worst pain I've ever had in my entire life. Not that anybody cares, but I'm telling you, bone bruises hurt. They're going to call a foul on West Central. I think it's going to be Vansel picking up the foul. It's only the team's third, I do believe. Shooting two is Adrian Ruffin. First one's off, no good. And he stepped on the line on the second one, so it's no shot, and it'll be possession to West Central with 2:23 to go in the basketball game. Logan Ash is going to check back out. Carson Lieb checks back in. 2:23 to go. Young Mr. Kane needs to understand he needs to run as much time off the clock as possible. Don't let that ball roll so long before he picks it up. Down it goes to Vansel. Vansel throws a shot up. He got hit, and it goes over the backboard, out of bounds. Possession of BPC. Ash checks back in for BPC as he's going to replace Brett Havens. And checking back in for the Heat, Hayden Googler is replacing Aiden Garner. Hayden and Aiden, one with an H, one without. Palm to Ruffin. 2 minutes to go, 120 seconds. I have some friends of mine that hate it when I do that kind of stuff. Palm is going to get it stolen away by Vansel. He pushes it back the other way, and Vansel's going to back. Nope, he's going to change and go right to the rim. His shot's up. Nope, they're going to call him for a travel. No basket. Traveling is the call. And Guppy stepped over before he threw the ball in, and it's a turnover back to West Central. 1:45 remaining. The score is 20-14. 2-2, or 4-2, I should say, has been the scoring here in the fourth quarter. And Guppy travels with the ball. He got his shot blocked and traveled with it. Possession to BPC. 1:39 remaining. The score is 20-14. A 6-point deficit for the Spartans here as they try to close back in. They had it down to 4 a couple minutes ago, 18-14. But Vansel had a nice and tipped around, bounced around. Ruffin's going to save it into Palm. And then Gibbs going to come up with it. Vansel with a runner. It's off, no good. Gibb with the rebound. He puts it back up. It's off, no good. On the floor, the ball goes, and it's going to be bounced around like a rugby scrum. Picked up by Vansel finally. Now to number 52, Googler. The shot's off, no good. And Dunlap got spun around and thrown to the ground, but he got it out to Vansel, and then Palm's going to come out and foul him. Palm is going to pick up his fourth unofficially. 1-1 coming for the Heat. I think that was Vansel that got fouled out there. Oh, they're not. It should be a 1-1 here. Free throw. Free throw. Miles is all kicked back, relaxing. Watching some b-ball at the school. Anybody knows what that's from? Kind of. It's supposed to be outside the school, but I said at the school. So somebody surely listening knows what that is. Vansel's 1-1 attempts off, no good. Rebounded by Kane, and Vansel gets it back from him. 43 seconds remaining. Gibb with the shot, and it's up and in. 22-14. Was that number 2? Palm. 4. Ruffin with the 3. Sorry, I was trying to check on something right when that happened. So a 3-pointer by Ruffin makes it 22-17. A 5-point game. Timeout on the floor. Full timeout charge to BPC. Helping to bring you this contest here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, is M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. Will be celebrating its 60th anniversary in June. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers top-notch customer service, free delivery within 40 miles, and the best in-home appliance repair in the area. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the folks at 481 West Main Street, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at mbfurniture.com, furniturinc.com, excuse me. You can also call them at 309-772-2111. And after the timeout, it'll be West Central basketball. They can run the baseline if they want to. 18.9 seconds remaining. It's a 5-point game, 22-17. And Ruffin is going to tap all over the back of Googler. And then he says, I'm sorry, I was just trying to get the foul, and they weren't calling it. Googler's going to be at the free throw line shooting a 1 and bonus. Vancel missed the front end of a 1 and bonus a minute ago. So Googler's going to get another chance here to see what he can do with the 1 and bonus. His team leads by 5, 22-17. Off no good. Rebound is a jump ball. Possession to West Central with 15.7 seconds remaining. Vancel to inbound to Gibb. His shot's off and in. Backboard, rim, bounce, and good for Gibb. And it's 24-17. 3 seconds remaining. That's pretty much how this one's going to end. We're going to call a charge on Palm. I think that might be 5. That is 5 on Palm. So Palm is going to foul out with 0.5 seconds remaining. 0.5 seconds. That's about as much as you can play in a game without fouling out. Adam Morrow would have just sucked that whistle in for about literally a half a second longer. We'd have been home right now. Kane's going to heave it at the rim. That's not going to count if it would have went, I think, and that's the end of it. I give Adam and Devin a hard time tonight, but they did a good job. This one ends at 24-17. The final, BPC drops the 7th grade contest to the West Central Heat. We want to thank everybody for watching who was tuning in. Everybody from West Central and from BPC as well. We'll be back with the JoJo's Gaming Parlor halftime show. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. And we'll be right back after this here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
As we work together to stop the spread of COVID-19, McDonough District Hospital wants you to know that your health and safety are our #1 priority.
Our primary care providers are here to take care of you and your family's total well-being. Telehealth capabilities and the MDH Convenience Clinic all provide ease of access to our wide range of services.
All of this because we are committed to providing you quality and compassionate care that you have come to trust from us.
McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring.
Get dinner to the table quickly, no matter how busy your day's been. True Convection Cooking uses a fan to distribute hot air evenly and cook food faster. so dinner is ready when they are. True Convection Cooking, brought to you by Whirlpool.
Welcome back to Bushnell Prairie City High School. And you can't see him real well. It's a little dark, but Coach Harrison is joining us now on the JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink or a chance to win a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also, on game nights, check out TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Events live on a big screen. Coach, that means you guys were on the big screen tonight.
That's awesome. That's fun to hear.
Well, I'll tell you what, tale of two different games, but let's talk about this 7th grade game first. The 8th grade game kind of got away and never was really a game. 16-0 at the end of the first quarter, 16-3 at the end of the first half. And with that, let's go back to first. That banked three-pointer from the corner that went in at the buzzer, that's enough to demoralize anybody.
Yeah,
if that happens to you.
Yeah, that was a tale of what happened in that first quarter, right? That was the entire
first quarter
in a
was that
nutshell,
way. Yeah.
right? Was that shot out of the corner and behind the basket, off the backboard, and in. What I just mentioned to the boys, you said 16-0, so 24-17.
Yeah.
And so you do your math, 17-8 for the last basically 20 minutes of a 24-minute game, which tells us that we're improving, we're getting better. We have to know that we can't give head start. Right, head starts aren't great to give, especially 16-0, when we're probably going to score 20-25 a game, right in that range. So, definitely got to. I think we got shocked a little bit for the first time. Our guys were looking at the other side, going, "Hey, they're not so big," and so there's maybe more comfort factor than they needed to have. And I worried a little bit, like we still got to play. Right?
Yeah.
We still got to play, and we got to still make sure that we take care of business. We're getting better at doing that, taking care of the ball. I think you saw, especially our point guards in that game, do a better job of moving forward. That first two games, we did a lot of side-to-side. First quarter, first half, we saw a lot of side-to-side. When those guys get moving toward the basket, we see guys get open in spots and move into spots where they're going to score. Maybe everybody, pretty close about everybody.
A lot of people scored. There's no doubt about that. It was cool to me to see, just like I said, a lot of teams, and no matter how much grit you have, when you're down 16-0 at the end of the first quarter, and then even 16-3 doesn't make you feel real good going into half, they came out and played their tails off. They had it down to a 4-point game on a couple of different occasions. These kids, we've talked about the last time we talked to you, they don't. A lot of them don't have a ton of experience, but they don't have any quit. Logan Ash had a few bad things happen to him, and then he came back and made a basket. Carson Lieb had a couple fouls and then came back and hit a three and made a free throw. I mean, they don't quit. They just keep coming, don't they?
Yeah, and that's going to be something we're going to have to do all year, right? You can't quit on a mistake, right? You make up for it on the other end, and that's something they don't know anything but hard work. And I love that, and that's something that we're going to continue to preach and work on at practice. You never give up on a play. Come back and get the next one. Right, and that's at 16-0. The same thing. We do a lot of drills where we try to score so many points in so many minutes. One of the things we've always done, we call it 10-2, and basically we go as hard as we can. Everybody breaks, everybody gets it on the floor. Team that doesn't score 10 has got to run, right? So we realize then when we're in a situation we're down 10 with 2 minutes in a real game when the clock's going to stop, we go, we can do that, right? That's an easy thing to do. And so something you try to get comfortable with at practice, something you get better at. You put the ball in the basket. And we're never so far out that like we can't come back or feel like we're in touch. One basket and suddenly, 13 is not so bad. Right. And then you just one more. And then like you said, then we're down 4. Some turnovers that we're going to keep getting better at, some of the mental mistakes that we make. Still working on spacing for sure with this group, right? We're still a lot of, because of the inexperience, some of those basketball things that we do, and you see in the 8th grade, where do you step when a guy comes to a certain spot? We're not making that movement yet. And so it makes it really hard on our guy who's penetrated, gotten in the lane where he's supposed to be, but then there's nowhere to go because
because the other guy isn't where he's supposed to be.
Didn't step to where he was supposed to step. Exactly. So we'll get there.
2 more things on the 7th grade game. I had Steve Martin with me in the first quarter, and one of the things he mentioned, we talked about, I said how different it is for him from the JV to especially 7th grade level, and he talked about how small the kids were, but he mentioned how important you find fundamentals to be, the basics of dribbling and all that stuff. Well, we talked last time about about being in shape. You can't take the time to really get kids in shape. You got to just kind of mix it all in. You hate to have fundamentals go by the wayside any too, but that has to be a hard thing. That basic fundamental work that takes, I mean, it's all time. That's all it takes is time. Has to be difficult in this scenario too, doesn't it?
Right, especially with limited time. Exactly. We're still using, traditionally, in a 2-hour practice, we would actually use about an hour and 15, an hour and a half on fundamentals. That's where we are traditionally. But it all feels so fast now. We get done with practice every night, and the kids, that was it, because we're flying from drill to drill like we always do, and it's hard because we do need a little more time on fundamentals than we traditionally would. At the same time, we need more on the basketball stuff, right? The team stuff, because we're not familiar with that. So it's a hard mix to find what's our right balance of making sure. I still like to say fundamentals are the place to be, because if you can't do your dribbling, you can't make your passing, then you can design all the plays you want.
And the best shooter in the world can't get a shot if you can't pass the ball to him or dribble it and get it to him.
So we'll stay heavy in fundamentals and work on those things. Problem with basketball, there's so many different fundamentals.
Now let's start to transition to 8th grade. Let's talk about Connor Upton. Yeah. McKim had a great game for you last time at the 7th grade level. Connor Upton didn't score many points tonight. He only had 4, according to my book. But I saw him taking such a leadership role. Logan Ash had a problem. He walked right over to Logan, put his hand on his back, tapped him, said, "Hey, it's going to be okay. Keep your head up." And he looked for him a couple times immediately following that. I really felt like Connor took this 7th grade game tonight as a real teaching experience for his experience that he's had with you. He knows what you want, and he really took that tonight, I felt like.
Yeah, I actually asked myself, during that game, is he giving away baskets to make sure that other guys
I think for sure
going
he
to
was.
succeed? And I think it did happen. And that's part of what the format, that we're playing this game the way we are, that's part of what it's designed to do, is that they're going to help those other guys get more confident, right? Yeah, he helped get Logan a basket. He helped get. That's why so many guys scored, is because Connor did his job, right?
Yeah.
He took care of the basketball, moved it, settled down. I compare it to those animals where they put a different kind of animal in and it settles everybody down. Yeah. That's what's happening with our big guys, and they're doing a great job. And I love the team building that it's doing, and that's something that we don't always get. You have your 7th grade squad and your 8th grade squad. We're one squad right now that's playing 2 games, and we're just spreading those minutes out between the 2 games. And I think moving forward, moving into, as these guys come to high school, and suddenly it's a sophomore team where it's the freshmen and sophomores.
I was going to say that. How much different do you think that'll make that when they're sophomores? How much different do you think that'll make that for the high school coaches that already have those kids used to working together?
Right. I think it should benefit. And I hope one of the other pieces to that is that we'll have all 13 guys.
Right.
Because they've got to be there. They got to play. They got the experience. They got better, and they wanted to stick with it. And I know sometimes, you get to your sophomore year, your junior year,
you get a driver's license, you get a job, you get all those things.
But one of the groups I look at now is that group of juniors, and the number of juniors that we had. One of the things we did with that group is made sure, because they were so talented from 1 to 15, that we tried to distribute those minutes, because we knew every one of them would have the potential to contribute at the varsity level, and they're doing it. So that's going to be something that we continue, and hopefully that this year is something that we can build on and continue. The more we do this, the more I kind of like the format of not just just your 8th graders, just your 7th graders. I do kind of like the way it's working, because we're getting tons of minutes, tons of experience between the groups, and getting guys who might not have gotten a bunch of time in that 8th grade game, but getting to lead and spend time with those other guys, that builds them up. Like I said, you saw Ethan on Saturday.
McKim played really good tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, he carried that right into the 8th grade game tonight.
Right. Like, it was no different. The confidence that he built, hey, I can do this, shows up today, same thing, right? This time on the 8th grade score, right? Because he could do it. And learning that you can do it is a big part of figuring out.
Knowing is half the battle, as G.I. Joe used to say, right?
Exactly.
Let's talk. We've talked a lot about the 7th graders, and they lost, but the 8th graders really dominated, and they did a lot of good things. One of the things that caught my attention on several occasions was Lane Huffman's passing. He in the first 2 games, I seen him get to the baseline a lot, really recklessly, and then not really have anywhere to go with the ball. Tonight, he went there with a purpose and converted on that purpose. I thought he had some great passes down on the baseline.
Yeah, and this 8th grade squad, you know, coming in, such high expectations. They finished the year 22-3 last year. So we knew they were going to be a quality basketball team. We have some changes in personnel, but guys are stepping up and filling roles, like I said, with Ethan especially. And Lane, you see him on those breaks, man. He's gone, and he's going to do his thing. And sometimes confidence is an issue at the rim with him. And we saw, I think, back to the very first layup of the year, you know, he takes off on the break, and he gets there and starts thinking about it, and the ball goes off the foot, and it goes out. But again, same thing, he's going to make up for it. And he's realizing, you know, when I get to a spot and I can't do something, let me make something happen. Let me find guys.
Let somebody else make something happen or do something.
I got the steal. I got it down here. Now let's make sure we get a basket out of it. And he's doing a great job of doing that. They're such a good team where looking for guys, they know how, and we saw that with Connor, like we talked about in the second game. They know how to find shots for other people. I think you saw that especially when it was, you know, Lane and Tanner, and we got some of the younger guys in that first game where maybe give up baskets to give guys some confidence, give them a chance to get a shot. And what more can you ask for?
And a little picked up pace that comes with 8th grade.
Yeah.
And I mean, there really is a different pace from 7th to 8th grade. I mean, we're both old enough. We both played at that age, but probably can't remember the pace difference, but you see it when you're watching. There is a difference of pace. And those younger kids getting that feel is definitely a good thing in advance of when they're going to have to do it all the time the next year.
Right. We ran into that again where it's like, how much time do we want to give them? We don't want them to be burned out at the end of their own game.
Right.
But you also want them to get the experience and not and be fair to the other team in that situation too, where you have limited guys. You try to get everybody on the floor.
Tanner Pence had another good game, Pierce, had another good game for you, didn't he?
Yeah, strong post player. And we have done in the last 2 games what we did all year last year, and we wanted to do in game 1, and we just didn't find the confidence. I think Cone was a little bigger, a little stronger, and so we didn't want to get it in there and do the things that he's good at. He doesn't have to be bigger than the guy who's guarding him because he's going to be stronger.
Right.
And so we want to make sure get that ball in there. Then we have good shooters and get the ball out. You know, Brock does a great job shooting the ball, finding the spot, right? As a point guard, his role has changed a little bit this year just because we don't have the little, you know, here and there where we might find him some more shots. So we're still working on that.
We were talking, Sam Hensley was on here with me, and Beekman, great ball handler and generally a good shooter. He struggled a little bit from 3 tonight, but you could tell he's a shooter because he kept shooting.
Right.
Some kids would have stopped after a couple and said, I just don't have it. I'm not going to shoot anymore. But he kept shooting. They were all just a smidge this way or a smidge that way. You can see that we said he's the type of kid that might come out the next game tomorrow night and make 6 threes.
Right.
And just all 6, they make 5 of 6 or 6 of 6, and he just keeps playing. But he's had that mentality, and he's watched older brothers do stuff, and he knows that. He's got that feel for it. I think that helps a lot probably too.
Right. Yeah, and we've discussed that with him. You're a shooter, and you're not going to score unless you shoot. Right. So it doesn't matter how many chances there are. You're going to make the next one.
Right.
Keep shooting like you're going to make the next one, and know that you're going to shoot it. Right. Never make shooting your second option. When you're
a shooter.
Yeah, that's your number one option. You catch it. Oh, shot's not there now. You go do something else. But you better think about shooting every time you catch it.
Right.
And he does that. He does a really good job of that.
Well, Coach, I've kept you here long enough. Always like talking to you. I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. Super proud of the 7th grade kids for sticking it out tonight and closing that game back up. 8th graders are playing good basketball.
Yeah.
They're playing really good basketball.
We're going to see that group pull through and pull one out here, but seeing them compete right now is the big thing because I'm not. After I'm sure a lot of people watch that first game, they're like, "Man, how are we going to compete?"
Yeah, but you know what?
Competing.
That 7th grade Macomb team is
so
I mean, they would compete with almost every 8th grade team.
Right.
Which I mean, they did. Some of them were playing 8th grade.
Right.
And they could probably compete with a lot of freshman teams. I mean, they because back to the fundamental thing, they do the fundamental. And the advanced fundamental stuff. They don't just dribble the ball well. They guard the ball well. They know how to position their body when they're dribbling the ball. I mean, they've taken the fundamentals to the high school level almost.
Right, and experience, right? Time in the gym and things like that they're doing. And we're going to get there, right? You don't have to be there today. That's why, it's a program. We keep building in the program all the way up to the varsity level. And I think we'll have a lot of guys who stick it out and play good basketball for a long time.
I think so, too. Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank
We'll
you.
talk to you, I guess,
Appreciate it.
tomorrow night, won't we?
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks to all our
we'll be back.
sponsors again. Thanks to JoJo's for joining the squad and putting us on the big screen. Too bad we can't do both, watch and coach.
Well, I know they'll play them for you if you want to go watch the game tomorrow or this
Maybe
weekend or
Friday or
something, or Friday.
yeah. Okay.
Just go in there and say, hey, I want to. If after the boys game, I want to watch one of these two 8th grade boys
Right.
games.
What's that feel like? What's that feel like?
Yeah,
to
I want to
sit
see.
here and
I want
watch
to see
it?
what it was
For
like.
sure.
But
All
yeah.
right.
So,
Thank you.
Well,
very
Coach,
much.
thanks for
Appreciate it.
joining us, and we'll talk to you tomorrow night.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
That was BPC head coach Nathan Harrison talking to us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, and the post-game show brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH Events, live on the big screen. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street in Bushnell, and cheer the Spartans on to victory. Well, that's going to do it for Steve Martin, who was with me earlier, for Sam Hensley, who was with me earlier, for Miles, who was the only one that stuck with me the entire time. Thanks for listening to us and watching us here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll be back tomorrow night, live from BPC, with boys junior high basketball once again. Until then, stay safe.